Regina King is now enjoying her biggest night in Miami. And what do the Super Bowl, Academy Awards, and the BET Awards all have in common? Well, we're talking to him tonight. Welcome to Central Ave and happy Super Bowl weekend.
Oh yeah, and some are calling this year's big game the Jay-Z Super Bowl. After entering into a partnership with the NFL, he's running point on the league's social justice efforts and setting them up for an epic halftime show. But football is far from being his most lucrative conquest. The rapper turned tycoon is not only hip-hop's richest, his blueprint includes technology, real estate, art, liquor, and now cannabis. Jay-Z's Roc Nation financial territories and uncommon wealth is tonight's central story.
My story is a bit of an anomaly.
He was forced into greatness. He was forced to become the kind of entrepreneur he is out of necessity. If necessity is the mother of invention, he's got a bunch of kids.
Only rapper to rewrite history without a pen.
Hip-hop's first billionaire and one of only 7 African-American billionaires.
It's not even a number that you can fathom.
Jay-Z, born Sean Corey Carter in 1969, went from selling drugs in the Marcy projects of Brooklyn, New York, to sitting atop an unparalleled empire, says author and distinguished professor at Vanderbilt University, Dr. Michael Eric Dyson.
From dealing in crack and weed and drugs to creating enough economic wherewithal to make a record company, Rockefeller Records, because no existing musical entity wanted to distribute his music, so he did it on his own.
I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman.
So his point is, I am a business. I am an entity unto myself. I am the product. I am the means of packaging. I am the distribution mechanism.
Jay-Z is a diversified mogul. He's got interest in just about every sector of the economy you can imagine.
A well-rounded business portfolio, according to Forbes senior editor Zack Greenburg.
Roc Nation is Jay-Z's entertainment company. It's this colossus that encompasses everything from a record label to management to a sports agency.
And it's Roc Nation that formed a partnership with the NFL following the Colin Kaepernick kneeling controversy, which many saw as a contradiction to Jay-Z's interests.
But it was not a contradiction to Jay-Z. It was, if I challenge you and you come to me asking me, well, what can we do? Then I'm going to give you an answer. And I'm going to partner with you to make sure you do it right.
My speaking out brought about a conversation, which brought about a conversation which led to a partnership. The NFL has a huge platform, and we can use that huge platform.
Owning a team is what he's interested in. And if teaming up with the NFL to create these programs can be a stepping stone to that, he feels that it's justified, not just from a business perspective, in terms of being able to be an NFL owner one day, but in, what that means for culture, what that means for society.
The 51-year-old's next area of business, the streaming service he purchased for $56 million, Tidal, which offers artists an unprecedented 75% of royalties.
And there have been rumors recently that Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter and Square, has been interested in buying it.
Add to that his cannabis company, Monogram.
I think he's very interested in sort of the social justice aspects of that and finding ways to empower people like him who were, selling illegally but weren't as lucky to escape without prison time.
Hova also has alcohol covered with both cognac and champagne, but his latest endeavor is in publishing with Rock Lit 101.
Jay-Z decided that he wants to have an interest in book publishing. It might be the only thing that he didn't have an interest in yet.
The goal is not to be successful and famous. The goal is, if you have a specific God-given ability, is to live your life out through that. Right. 1. And 2, we have a responsibility to push the conversation forward until we're all equal.
If anybody getting handsome checks, it should be us.
And with powerhouse Beyonce by his side, there may never be a more forward-thinking duo.
What's better than 1 billionaire? 2, especially if they from the same hue as you.
That brand Beyonce exceeds and transcends most any other, especially in entertainment. So, of course, being connected to that woman brings a kind of immediate global recognition of the force and function of a Jay-Z, but his business genius and acumen has enabled her to understand about how to expand that brand.
The Carters are very serious about minding their own businesses. While their real estate holdings equal over $100 million, their art collection is worth over $70 million alone. Then, of course, there's the hit music, the champagne, the Uber stock, and all that cold, hard cash.
Like Jay said, I'm a businessman. All right, moving on to somebody else who still got that boom, boom, pow. After selling over 50 million albums worldwide, they're back with a smash hit featuring Colombian megastar Shakira. And her hips, they still ain't lying in tonight's Traffic Jam.
It was awesome working with Shakira.
So they tell me that you're looking for a girl like me.
The Traffic Jam bumps into two music powerhouses, the Black Eyed Peas and Shakira, shaking things up in the hit single, Girl Like Me. The music video has already generated over 200 million views.
It was like a labor of love.
The video isn't the only thing trending. will.i.am reminisced with us about working with Michael Jackson and why he updated this photo on his Instagram to feature the famously photoshopped meme of Senator Bernie Sanders.
And he's a kind spirit. I miss him dearly. We worked a lot. And there was this empty space there. So I was like, ooh, let me put Bernie on that.
Please tell me you didn't sleep here last night.
Zoey hears songs that are coming from necessities, coming from people's hearts.
The Traffic Jam takes a beat for NBC's Emmy-winning musical series, Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist, co-starring John Clarence Stewart.
Oh, wanna dance with somebody.
I'm sorry, what?
Wrapping up its second season, John's character Simon wrestles with his future at the company after calling out racial bias.
This awareness of what it is to not feel safe in spaces.
Hi, sisters.
The Jam takes a family trip with three members of the legendary gospel group, the Clark Sisters. The three-time Grammy-winning siblings opened up about their recent album, The Return, which features the praiseworthy Snoop Dogg collaboration, His Love.
We had worked with Snoop Dogg on his album, Bible Story. So when we worked on his album, we said, well, we got to get Snoop to work on ours.
The singing sisters also introduced themselves to a new audience when their life's testimony was told in a candid biopic on Lifetime. The movie reintroduced you guys to a new generation. Did you guys see it in that same way?
It was exciting to see because, you know, you have a different generation to experience. And honey, baby.
I'm with Snoop on this one. In these pandemic times, we'll take all the Clark Sisters we can get. We'll be back with the king who's been crowned Queen of Hollywood. But first, a little more love from my sisters.
I was rejected in love and working out. It's all right, don't have no doubt. His love and working.
Why am I so pretty? And I'm only 22 years old. There is no way I'm supposed to be this great.
Welcome back. That was Regina King's directorial masterpiece, starring the Easy on the Eyes ensemble of Kingsley Benadir, Eli Gorey, Aldous Hodge, and the Golden Globe-nominated Leslie Odom Jr. Critical acclaim is pouring in for King, also Golden Globe-nominated for Best Director. And no one in Hollywood is more deserving. From child stardom to Oscar-winning actress, she has earned every accolade, and Queen Regina reigns supreme with One Night in Miami.
Hey girl, long time no see.
Congratulations on this film, the acting next level. Tell us about your journey, Regina. I'm gonna take a throwback from 227 to now.
With your family around you, you're never alone.
Did you ever imagine this would be your life?
I did not imagine it, but I am filled with so much gratitude that this project was part of my fate. I read this script and Kemp's work just cracked my heart open.
Everything's not so black and white like you make it out to be.
Playwright Ken Powers wrote the stirring stage production of the film. The fictional meeting of four famous men in a Miami motel leads to an emotional discussion over race in 1964 America.
We are fighting for our lives.
Sounds so good.
King knew she had the opportunity to deliver a rare depiction of something seldomly represented in cinema.
I don't get to see our men like this. I don't get to see our men on screen the way we see them in our lives. And when it does happen, it's not for men. It might be one, maybe two. I was just trying to honor the gift that came my way.
The way the men have praised you as a director on this film, I mean, it's been next level.
How's everybody feeling tonight?
Because of her leadership, I was able to lean on all that and do something that Brother Sam's able to be proud, I hope.
Minister Malcolm X. Good news, the chariot is coming.
In those huge 15-page scenes, all of the emotional discoveries were really thanks to her, and her sensitivity around emotional performance just really blows my mind.
Your record is going to stand the test of time.
As a director, I think that your primary tools are figuring out how to communicate your vision. She knows how to talk to people.
You know I'm the greatest, that's right.
She's special. She connects with people, and then she was able to transfer all that with her knowledge of the technical side, doing television directing for all these years. She's a great conductor and just a wonderful person.
He caresses the mic, pulls it close to his lips, opens his mouth.
Darling, you. The dialogue was the true star of this story.
You brothers could move mountains without lifting a finger.
The producers agreed with the idea of like this film being a great vehicle for a newer director to really establish themselves. I never imagined that newer director would be Regina. We're so lucky.
Regina sure has been on a lucky streak the last 6 years. After decades of perseverance, the South LA native's critically acclaimed film comes after a string of Emmy wins and an Oscar victory.
I've had so many women that have paved the way, and I feel like I walk in their light. There are young women that will walk in the light that I'm continuing to shine and expand from those women before me.
In telling these stories, is there a void that you're trying to fill in Hollywood?
We want a world where we're safe to be ourselves.
Being a Black person and have been here for 50 years of life, I feel like we are here, and all of this is here because we are here. Even though history has tried to be revised, we're not going anywhere. And to say you love America is kind of hypocritical when there is so much hate and marginalization that comes with the regard of Black people in America.
A long time coming.
It's less filling a void, but trying to change the narrative.
Change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will.
Spoken like a true queen, and next up for Regina, not only is she nominated alongside 2 other female directors at the Globes, she'll also face tough competition for Entertainer of the Year at the 2021 NAACP Image Awards, where her fellow nominees include Tyler Perry and Viola Davis, who's also Golden Globe nominated for Best Actress.
I'm a hot girl, I do hot, spend this income on my outfit.
Welcome back. That was Meg Thee Stallion performing at the 2020 BET Awards and kicking off what became the Pandemic Awards show Reinvention. And the man behind the reinvention is the multi-dimensional producer who's brought us hit miniseries and some major TV events. But now, with roughly 100 million people watching, he's delivering his biggest show yet.
How does it feel when you think about the fact that you are the first Black producer of the NFL halftime show?
It feels good. You know, it feels like it's odd that I'm the first. Should have happened a long time ago, but you know, it's just a great opportunity, and we're making a halftime show for everybody.
Jay-Z, who has worked with Jesse Collins for years and is in partnership with the NFL, selected the star producer to helm the halftime show featuring The Weeknd.
He's coming, like all those records, like he better sing this and he better sing that. And he's gonna do all of them. He knows that he's gotta bring the hits. They're gonna be presented in a way that, you know, maybe they haven't been presented before, so it's gonna feel fresh and new and just big.
Speaking of big, The Weeknd is sparing no expense. He's dropping $7 million of his own money on top of what CBS is spending to make sure the halftime show is, quote, a cinematic experience.
Are you gonna also potentially use the stadium since it's not gonna be to capacity? Like, what adjustments are you making for this halftime show?
Just trying to make it so that when people look at this thing on Super Bowl Sunday and for years to come, you will feel like it was just a great halftime show. It won't feel like, oh, that was the pandemic version of the halftime show.
Jessie is also producing the pregame entertainment, which includes inaugural poet Amanda Gorman and a Grammy Award winner, her, singing America the Beautiful.
I know it's gonna be spectacular. I've heard it. It's really like the next level.
Country music superstar Eric Church and R&B star Jasmine Sullivan will sing a duet for the national anthem.
To pull Jasmine and Eric Church, it's just gonna be two worlds colliding. Eric does his thing, and then he kind of moves to the side and lets Jasmine go. Ooh. And they come together, and it's really beautiful.
This has been such a big year for you, Jessie. What would you say has been the catalyst maybe for this surge in your career this year?
I would say the BET Awards seem to jump everything off.
Welcome to the 20th annual BET Awards. I'm your host, Amanda Seal.
As the longtime producer of the BET Awards, Jessie won raves for his work on the 20th annual show on June 28th, the first virtual awards show of the pandemic era.
What was it like producing such a big show, having to switch so many things after the pandemic?
We just kind of made the decision that it's just going to be different. And let's not focus on what we can't do.
I'm a hot girl. I do hot spinach income on my outfit.
We went to the artists and we're like, here's a moment where you don't have restrictions. We can do whatever you want. And Meg Thee Stallion was like, as an example, was like, can I go to the desert?
Yeah.
We were like, listen, you could do the California Love video. You know, we can make it happen.
I'm a savage, yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet.
How did that kind of mentality come about? How did you always turn things into something like that?
I think the mentality comes from, we're doing so many BET Awards and BET Award shows over the years. That's where you have to really be creative and push the envelope, because our culture will not allow you to bore them. So we have to come with it at all times.
Jessie's big year as the go-to producer during the pandemic continues. Next up are the Grammys on March 14th and the Oscars on April 25th.
You prepare your whole life. You know, it's all about everything that you've done prior, stuff that you forgot about has, you know, have gotten you to wherever you are.
Can't wait to see Jessie's production of the Oscars, which he'll be co-producing with Stacey Shear and director Steven Soderbergh. And also using the Super Bowl halftime show as a launching pad, The Weeknd announced the dates of his 2022 world tour, The After Hours.
And in other award show news, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler are returning as the host of the Golden Globes, but virtually and from different coasts. Tina Fey will be posted in New York City, while Amy will be stationed in LA. And we're coming back with tonight's Central Moment.
Just discovered that I may have a son here in this land. How much child support is she getting from? The king pays no child support.
No child support for 30 years and you came back? You was a dummy.
Welcome back. The 30-plus year wait is almost over. That was Eddie Murphy and Company capturing tonight's Central Moment with the just-released new trailer of Coming to America. Arsenio Hall, Sherry Headley, James Earl Jones, John Amos, and even Garcelle Beauvais all returning to reprise their classic roles.
So good to see King Akeem and Semi. I think I also caught a glimpse of Sexual Chocolate. So Eddie is literally bringing the band back together. The Amazon original film drops on March 5th, and I cannot wait. Good night, everybody.
See you on the next show.